Overthinking is when you get stuck on a thought. Overthinking, the way I define it, is when what you think gets in the way of what you want and you can't make a decision and you get stuck. And overthinking is the greediest, sneakiest form of fear because it steals time, creativity, and productivity. My name is Jon Acuff. I'm a New York Times best-selling author of 7 books, including my latest one, Soundtracks. We asked 10,000 people if they struggle with overthinking, and 99.5% of people said yes. What I discovered in my own life was how to change overthinking from a super problem to a superpower. And I started that transformation 13 years ago. And it started with realizing that your thoughts can either hold you back or push you forward. And most people don't choose what they're going to think. Most people think a thought is something that just shows up on its own accord. And what I realized is that there's a great power when you choose your thoughts. And we see that all throughout the Bible. I mean, we're told countless times, take your thoughts captive. Here's why your mind matters. Here's why you should meditate. And so what I figured out were some practical ways to make the most of that, to help other people make the most of it. Now, there are 3 really simple R's that help with you. R words that'll help you with overthinking. Number 1, retire your broken soundtracks. Retire those things, those broken soundtracks. A broken soundtrack is that thought that wakes you up at 4 a.m. that you think about and think about and think about. That's what a broken soundtrack is. So the first thing you have to do is you have to retire your broken soundtrack. The second thing you have to do is you have to replace it with a new soundtrack. You have to replace it. We know biblically, we've seen that in the scriptures that, okay, when the man cleaned his house of the one spirit, 7 more showed up because he didn't fill the house. You have to replace it. You have to figure out, okay, what am I going to replace that broken soundtrack with? What am I going to replace that thought with? It's not just about getting rid of the old one, retiring the broken one. It's about writing some new ones, replacing them with new soundtracks that you actually want to listen to. And then the third thing you do, the third R is you repeat it. You have to repeat it. The reason it's so easy for you to call up an old negative broken soundtrack is you've repeated it 1,000 times. You've repeated it 2,000 times. You do 3 things. You retire the broken ones. Get those broken ones out of the way. You identify them, get them into the light, and then you can retire them. Number 2, you replace them with new ones. And number 3, you repeat them so often they become as sticky, as automatic as the old broken ones. I love the idea of the blessings hidden in difficulties. I like to say it this way. What if fear was an invitation to bravery? Sometimes when we're afraid, we feel like failures. We think, I shouldn't be afraid, I shouldn't be afraid, I shouldn't be afraid. But what if that was just an invitation for us to be brave? What if fear was an invitation for us to trust? What if anxiety was like an acceptance and an invitation to offer that fear to God? Last but not least, an excerpt from Jesus Calling for January 22nd. So I'm going to read it to you. Strive to trust me in more and more areas of your life. Anything that tends to make you anxious is a growth opportunity. Instead of running away from these challenges, embrace them, eager to gain all the blessings I have hidden in the difficulties. If you believe that I am sovereign over every aspect of your life, it is possible. It is possible to trust me in all the situations. Don't waste energy regretting the things. Don't regret the things in the way they are, or thinking about what might have been. Start at the present moment, accepting things exactly as they are, and search for my way in the midst of those circumstances.